Okay, Fort Sumner, New Mexico. This is the famous gravesite of Billy the Kid. Also buried with him are fellow regulators Tom Folliard and Charley Bowdre. The story goes something like this. All three were gunned down by Pat Garrett. Charley Bowdre was gunned down in an area called Stinking Springs, ambushed by Garrett and his posse. Tom Folliard was killed just outside the old hospital at Fort Sumner. Again, he was ambushed by Pat Garrett. And with Tom Folliard, it was reported, at least according to different accounts, two Mexican workers by the names of Vasquez and Villegas essentially were persuaded by Pat Garrett to let him hide out in the old hospital at Fort Sumner, and they waited for Billy the Kid and the other regulators to show up. Tom Folliard showed up. Pat Garrett got him square in the chest. He didn't have a chance. Folliard's last words were reportedly, "I will see you in hell, Pat Garrett," to which Pat Garrett replied, "You shouldn't talk like that when you're about to die." Charley Bowdre died in an area called Stinking Springs, where he was held up. Him and Billy the Kid were held up. And the story goes that he decided to wear a big hat when he went outside, and it was reported that Billy the Kid liked to wear big hats. Pat Garrett hit him square in the chest and was on the ground, and his last dying words were, I wish, and that was it. And some people think he was going to say, "I wish I didn't wear that big hat." And Billy the Kid surrendered and reportedly stepped out and said, I think his words were, "Oh, heck, Pat, I could have taken you on. I thought there were 200 Texans out here." Anyway, all three were pals, as the tombstone says. The actual remains of Billy the Kid is unknown because his original burial site was flooded by an overrun Pecos River. And any remains I think they have, it's sort of questionable. But they did manage to get what they could, and the three men are buried here, side by side, as they probably would have wanted. And it was the beginning of a legend. They put the tombstone in a cage. If you take a good look at the tombstone, you notice that bits of it have been taken off by souvenir hunters. You can't even read the kid. It's like I and D are missing because of people taking off pieces and so forth. But so it's probably a good thing they put this cage in. And anyway, that concludes this chapter. I'm Malcolm Mundy, and this is UFOs and Billy the Kid.